talk about the top Pinterest myths? Can we take a minute to do some myth busting on some of the common, let's just call them lies and mistruths that are being spread frequently about Pinterest? They're the things that a lot of people complain about. Honestly, they are popular Pinterest excuses. So let's get myth busting. But I do warn you that this video might piss you off. It might actually poke some of your buttons, especially if you're having a hard time about Pinterest. This video is well-intentioned though. I'm sharing with you so that you can help to shift your mindset about Pinterest and get better results. So hey bosses, I'm Natalie Bardo, your Pinterest coach. And if you love Pinterest tips, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I love creating videos for you. Let me know that you find it helpful. And don't forget to subscribe because I've got weekly Pinterest videos just like this one coming your way. So let's talk about those Pinterest myths. These are those sentiments, those beliefs that have been circulating a lot on the internet. You see them in Reddit groups, you see them in Facebook groups. There may be even the things that you grumble to yourself when you're pissed off about Pinterest, right? You know what I'm talking about. The first one, it's almost like a conspiracy theory, is that Pinterest is broken. Pinterest doesn't work anymore. Pinterest hates me. There's every single year, there's a variation of this. Like Pinterest isn't good anymore. I miss the good old days. Like we like to say that Pinterest doesn't work. When we unpack this saying, what we're really saying is that we're just not getting the results we want from Pinterest. And maybe instead of blaming the platform, we should look at how we're pinning, how we can do better. And it's always an uncomfortable conversation to have with yourself when you're like, okay, what am I doing wrong? What can I improve on? And it's easy to blame the platform, but let's be real. The platform is a business. Pinterest is a business. It's still to this day, though, a very popular platform in terms of sending free traffic. This is unpaid traffic. Find me or point to me another, online network that is going to send you as many clicks as Pinterest has the potential to. There isn't. When it comes to blogging, your options are building your own audience, waiting for organic search traffic to kick in through search engines, traditional search engines like Google or even Bing. You're not going to be getting those clicks from Instagram. So how about we figure out what's going wrong instead of just complaining that Pinterest is broken? So I just want to share some stats with you to prove that Pinterest is still a platform that is active. There's about 2 billion searches per month on Pinterest. People are on there searching. There's 478 million active users. More than 14 million articles are pinned each and every day. So Pinterest is working for someone. The true, pain point of this is that maybe Pinterest isn't working for you. So you got to shift your strategy and your mindset. Pinterest is working for people, all right? Pinterest is working for me. So the second thing is that the algorithm sucks. Oh, the Pinterest algorithm is bad. It's, evil. This is one of those prevalent myths. Every time a platform tweaks the algorithm, everyone grabs their pitchfork and starts shouting and hating. Oh my gosh, the algorithm is bad. Blame the algorithm. Okay, can we really blame an equation? What exactly is an algorithm? It's how a platform matches results to users. A couple times a year, no matter what platform we're talking about, to improve the way that a user receives the right type of content that they are interested in, most likely to click on. They are serving up the results. So all these tweakings to the algorithm is doing is improving the way that users interact with content. And maybe you're going to see a drawback, but that's because you've got to change it up and start giving the platform what they want. So whether that's giving Pinterest idea pins, I've got a video all about that, formerly known as story pins. whether that's leaning into seasonal and trending content. I've also got a whole video about that. It's going to help you get more clicks to your content. So let's stop blaming the algorithm and start shifting your mindset, saying, you know what? I'm going to give the algorithm what it wants. The algorithm loves me. Mindset is everything, okay? The third huge myth that monthly views matter. They don't. I'm so sick of seeing people posting, oh my gosh, I have 500,000 monthly views on Pinterest. That means nothing. It's literally a number that, unless you actually have some solid stats, like how many outbound clicks, what your engagement was, it means absolutely nothing. So one user can have 500,000 views on Pinterest and 10 clicks, or 500,000 views and 100,000 clicks. It really all depends on the users, the pins, the engagement. Also, a lot of the times when monthly views are being tracked on a profile, it's not just pins to your domain, it's pins from other people as well. So especially if you're pinning a lot of other people's content and one of those pins goes viral, that monthly views is counting on your total, but it means nothing. Also, all a monthly view means is that somebody was scrolling on Pinterest and your pin scrolled past them. Whether or not they locked eye contact with your pin, I don't know. Whether or not they enlarged it, whether or not they clicked the pin or clicked to go to your website, I don't know. So stop looking at monthly views. All that matters is outbound clicks. All that matters are saves. Saves are important because that's social proof on your content. Okay? So stop talking about monthly views. Look at the clicks. Show me the clicks. So speaking about pinning other people's content, the 80-20 rule is a myth and a lie that just honestly, it needs to stay dead. People keep circulating this, saying that you need to be pinning 80% other people's content and 20% your content. This is a major myth and it is completely false. It is an outdated strategy. You need to focus on prioritizing your own content. That means multiple pins to new posts. That means pinning fresh pins and focusing on perfecting the pin, not just on this sharing so many pins by other people. You want to prioritize yourself, okay? So the 80-20 rule is a lie. It's dead. If anything, like if you want to focus on this rule, you're going to want to flip it. Make sure that the 80% is your own content. You want to prioritize you. It's not so much about other people's content anymore on Pinterest. All right, the fifth one is a huge debate. There's people in this camp and this camp. It's like this big war as to whether manually pinning is better than scheduling. There are so many people who claim this to be true. After being on the platform for 4 or 5 years, every time I've manually pinned, I've seen absolutely no difference. I've been scheduling with Tailwind from day one. That means that I've been able to achieve, 1,000 clicks, even my 10,000 click day when I went viral on Pinterest recently, all through using a scheduler. So from my own experience, I know this to be untrue because I have been able to go viral, to get thousands of clicks to my website when all I do is schedule pins. Also, there was an interview with Sarah, who was Pinterest head of product marketing a few years ago, with Elisa over at Tailwind. And she said, Pinterest does not see a difference between using a scheduler and manually pinning, which means you're going on the platform and in real time, you're adding your pins to Pinterest. Okay. And make sure if you are using a scheduler that it is one of the verified partners like Tailwind. All right. So throw that out of your mindset. This is just like the other myths where we're blaming Pinterest, we're blaming the algorithm, we're blaming the scheduler. Stop blaming and just find a way to do better. So this is a huge myth. And it's not so much one that us content creators or people who are using Pinterest are propagating. Say, for example, a company or a brand wants to hire you to create content. They keep saying that Pinterest is a social media site. I don't know. They keep saying that, Pinterest is the 18th largest social network. That doesn't even sound like a great ranking. It's not something that Pinterest is going to promote. Hey, we're 18th in the world. How about we focus on Pinterest being one of the largest search engines in the world? Using their own words, Pinterest says we are a visual discovery engine for finding ideas. That sounds a lot more like a visual search engine than a social media site. Okay, so on Pinterest, things like followers and things like hashtags are way less important than things like using SEO to ensure that your content ranks in those search results. I've got a whole video all about that can help you if you want to double down on Pinterest SEO. So I mentioned earlier that there are 2 billion monthly searches on Pinterest. That's a huge amount of searches. So Pinterest is a visual search engine. Can we stop saying that it's a social media site? And yes, I will say that I will concede that Pinterest might be kind of on the bridge between what is social media and what is a search engine. But at the end of the day, how someone interacts with your content, it is being found through search. Hardly anyone goes to your profile and then clicks to your content. That's not really the flow of a user on Pinterest. So let's talk about the last Pinterest myth that we're going to bust today, and that it's more is better on Pinterest. That the more you do, the better you'll do. The more you pin, the better results you'll get. The more pins you save, the more repins you do, the more accounts you follow is better. More is not better when it comes to Pinterest. Pinterest has actually, led us to a place where less is more. You might not even have to pin every single day as long as you are creating fresh pins every single week. I do encourage you to pin at least one time every single day, but you don't need to be pinning 20, 50, 100 times per day. Those behaviors right now on Pinterest will actually get you in trouble and could even get you banned. It's one of those big no-nos. You're going to want to make sure you're not doing so much, not pinning so many pins all at once, not following so many accounts, not doing all of these repins. Pump the brakes. Less is more when it comes to Pinterest right now. You want to be more intentional and coming up with a Pinterest workflow that prioritizes SEO, that promotes and features your newest content in the best format. So whether that's an idea pin, a video pin, a standard pin, you're doing the right things, not to the maximum, but to whatever is optimum for you. So there you have it. Those are the top 7 myths, lies, and misconceptions about Pinterest. These are the things, the negative thoughts that we have all the time when we're using the platform. Maybe you grumble them to yourself when you're frustrated. So instead of taking the easy way out by having a negative mindset, let's focus on being more positive and saying things like, Pinterest loves my pins. Pinterest loves my content. I am so successful on Pinterest. I do believe that confidence is key, and having the right mindset is the secret to success in anything, including Pinterest. So I really hope this video helps you ditch these negative mindsets and stop spreading these Pinterest myths. So if you found this video helpful, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and comment down below, letting me know if there are any misconceptions, myths, or lies about Pinterest that I missed. I'm sure there are more. Be sure to share them with me. And don't forget to subscribe, because I'm more than happy to be your Pinterest coach. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to check out this video. You're gonna love it.